Hello, welcome to Lessons for Worship. My name is David. Today we're going to be talking through Jesus Paid It All by Passion, the acoustic guitar. Now, this song is normally in the key of B. For this song, we've dropped it down 1/2 step or a semitone to B flat. My capo is on my 3rd fret, and I'm going to be making G shapes to keep things simple. So, the structure of this song: intro, verse 1, chorus, interlude. You're going to repeat that same structure: verse, chorus, interlude, verse, chorus, interlude. Overall, there's about 4 chords that you'll be using primarily through this song. Since we're making G shapes, I'll be referring to these chords by their original name, but knowing that if I'm playing a G chord, it is a B flat. So keep that in mind as you go through this lesson. So for my G chord, I'm kind of keeping this A string muted, but the D and the D string are open, and I have my my ring finger on the B string and my pinky on the E string. And I'm going to keep them anchored on those strings pretty much the entire song. So my index finger and my middle finger will be the ones that will be moving around the most. Next, I have a G over B chord, so my index finger is on the 2nd fret of the A string. After that, I have a C sustained chord, so my middle finger is on the A string of the 3rd fret. And then going down to a E minor chord, I have my index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then we also have our D chord, which in this case is an F. And let's talk through the intro, and we'll break it down. So for the intro, you're going to be going from a G, G over B, C sustained, back to G over B, your E minor, over B, and back to your C sustained, and then your G over B, and then finally back to the G. So that's the intro. Now we're playing 8 notes for the majority of this song. So your strumming pattern is going to look like this, and let's play for the intro. Repeat that again. Now going to the verse, a little bit different, but keeping that same strum pattern with 8 notes. I hear the Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. Child of weakness, watch and pray. Find in me thine all in all. Okay, so starting, you're going to have your G chord, and then you go down making a D chord. So for the D chord, so your index finger is on the 2nd fret of the G string, and I like to have my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. But again, I'm keeping my pinky and my ring finger on the B and the E string pretty much the entire song. So after that, you're going back up to the G, child of weakness, watch and pray. So this is your C sustained chord. Find in me, G, thine all in all. And that's the verse. So that pattern will remain the same for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd verse. Let's talk about the chorus. So again, starting with your G chord, Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, he washed it white as snow. Okay, so starting with that, you begin starting the G, going to your E minor, So the E minor is you have your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and then your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. Then you go back to the G. All to whom I owe, to the D. Sin had left a crimson stain. He washed, G, it white as snow. And that's the chorus. Now you have a few tags in this song as you transition to the bridge. So for the tag, you're just going, starting with your G. He washed it white as snow. Now another part in this song is a vamp. So for the vamp, you're starting on the G. As you transition into the bridge. So starting with the G again, 3rd fret, middle finger on the top E string, and then you're going with your middle finger to the 3rd fret, 1 string down on the A string. And that's the vamp, and then you're going to keep that on the 1st bridge. So, oh, praise the one who paid my debt and raised this life up from the dead. For the 2nd bridge, you have the same pattern as what you would do in the intro. And that's pretty much it. You're going to keep that same pattern to the end of the song, all the way through the breakdown. You'll kind of slowly start to decrease your tempo as you get to those last measures. On that C sustained chord, so that's your middle finger on the 3rd fret. And